Today's episode is a little bit longer than the episodes I have done so far, but it is really important because it's all about creating a guest first experience. A guest first experience means putting your guests first, personalizing your services, being an amazing host, providing excellent hospitality. There's some great ideas in here for your communications, your messaging, and some of the little extras that you can offer your guests when they are planning their trip, when they're arriving, and during their stay. So I hope you'll stay tuned, listen to this episode, and I hope it gives you some ideas for something you could add to your guest experience, make it even better, increase the likelihood that your guests are going to leave great reviews, that they're going to tell their friends all about you, and that they're going to book again. So here we go. Hey there, you're listening to the Savvy Host Podcast. If you're a vacation rental host struggling with branding, marketing, automations, and all the things, then you're in the right place. I'm Jodi Bourne, a vacation rental coach, marketing strategist, and a guest at more than 50 vacation rentals and counting. And I'm excited to open the door to my office, share practical tips, tools, and strategies that will help you differentiate your property, attract more bookings, and create raving fans. So if you're ready to become a savvy host, let's hang out. I'm just getting back from vacation. My husband, Michael, and my daughter, Katie, and my parents, we spent a week in Alabama on the beach. Alabama has a beautiful beach. I've never seen a beach like that before. We went last year, but I'm a beach girl, but I live in Texas, and most of my beach experience has been on the Texas beaches. If you've ever been to a Texas beach, you know, not the bluest water, not the whitest sand, but there are definitely some benefits to Texas beaches. Anyway, last year we went to Alabama. Last year we planned this trip with my mom and my dad. On the day that we were going to leave, my mom had a gallbladder attack and had to have surgery, so she didn't get to go. So we decided to do it again this year. My husband and I, we don't like to take the same vacations over and over. We like to experience new places and new destinations because we like to do things. And we're not just like, let's sit on the beach and stay on the beach kind of people. But we wanted to have this experience with my parents, and I'm so glad I did. My daughter Katie lives in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi with her boyfriend. And so we were able to pick her up on the way. We spent a whole week with her and my parents, just hanging out, doing nothing, just enjoying each other. I read 3 books, which I love to read, but I rarely get time because we drove there. We were able to take my dog Jolene. She loves the beach, and the beach there in Fort Morgan is dog friendly. And so her and my daughter Katie's dog Bait had the best time swimming and running and chasing birds. Oh my gosh, it's almost worth the trip for me to see how much fun Jolene has. But like I said, we're probably not going to go back because I like to visit new places. I'm a travel freak, and I've always been into going new places and experiencing new things, and my husband is the same way. So in all of our time together, we've only been married, it'll be 9 years next week. In all of our time together, we have gone to so many places, and we've only stayed in the same vacation rental twice. Sometimes we stay in a vacation rental just one night just to experience it. We also are both travel a lot, or he travels a lot for work, or can travel a lot for work, and I can go anywhere because I'm remote. So we've stayed at vacation rentals for weeks, even months at a time. During COVID, we stayed at one property, a farm stay, for almost a year, which was absolutely fantastic. But what I want you to know is that I've stayed in more than 50 vacation rentals. I can't even count them anymore. I guess if my husband and I really sat down, we could count them all and remember them all. But because I've stayed at so many, I really have a great feel for the guest experience. In fact, I offer that as a service, a guest experience audit. Typically, I only do that in Texas. The guest experience audit is something I love to do because it's so valuable to the host. I've never had a host tell me that it was something that they wish they hadn't done. because I give so many tips, not only in the amenities that they have, but also their communication. We book it like I am a guest. So I can go through, I get all of their communications. I get everything just as if I were a guest. So I'm really able to offer a great overview, a great audit for them. I'm not trying to sell this as a service right now because I don't get to do it often. It does take quite a bit of time for me. But what I am trying to let you know is I've stayed at a whole bunch of vacation rentals and I know some things about the guest experience, which is one reason I've really started harping on the idea of building your brand around your guest experience. I call it a guest first experience. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how you can build a guest experience brand. Because when you're concentrating on your guest, when you're treating your guests like number one and everything you do is for this guest experience, then your marketing becomes so much easier. People will be marketing for you. You don't have to spend as much time marketing because you're going to get repeat business. You're going to get people telling people about your stay. So I really want you to think about some ways that you can create this experience with your vacation rental business. The first thing you need to do, and honestly, it's a game changer, you have to create a guest avatar. I call it a perfect guest avatar, meaning the perfect person that you want to do business with, the perfect person that you have created this experience for. You need to understand their demographics, the age, how old are their children, why are they coming to stay, how much money do they make, what does their ideal experience look like, what are they going to do while they're here, what hobbies do they have, and how do their hobbies work themselves into the vacation that they're going to be planning. What about their values, and how do their values make them make buying decisions, and how can you meet them there? When you sit down and take the time to create a guest avatar, then it is a game changer. I have another episode already, I think episode 3 maybe, about Perfect Guest Avatar. I'll be talking about it a lot because it is so important. After you create your guest avatar, it's really so much easier to create this guest experience because you know what amenities they're going to be looking for and you know what makes their stay perfect. You know what you can do to help them have the perfect vacation or the perfect getaway. I want you to think about your guest avatar as someone you know, someone you would bring to your property. So if your guest avatar, if you have determined that your guest avatar is, let's say, a young couple, then think in your mind of a young couple you know and create that experience and marketing for them. Maybe you don't know a young couple, which means you need to do some research and get to know this couple. But when you put a name in your head, when you put an idea in your head and you start to treat your guest like they are your only guest, like that you've created this amazing stay for them, then they see it, they know it, and they feel it, and they are super excited to experience it. There are so many little ways that you can do this, and it becomes effortless. One of the most important aspects of creating this guest first experience is communication. Guest communication is so important. Natural guest communication. A lot of times what I see when I start working with somebody and I look at their communication, whether I'm helping them set up their long-term communication strategy, their guest experience strategy, or if it's marketing strategy, then one of the first things I look at is their guest communications. And the first thing they send is a list of their rules. Again, I hate this. The first message that you send when somebody books should be, wow, I'm so excited you booked my home. You're going to have an amazing time. That's the first message you sent. I am here for you. I am here to serve you and to help you have an amazing vacation. Let me know how I can help make that happen. Always speak to them as if they were a friend on a first name basis. Say, hey, Jodi, it's so great that you booked our property. I'm really excited to have you. Please tell me more about why you're visiting and what I can do to make your trip the best trip you've ever had. Just that offer is so valuable to someone. Think about how you would feel if you were going on vacation and somebody reached out with that. My husband and I went to Taos a couple of years ago, not skiing because I hate skiing, but we stayed at the historic Taos Inn in downtown Taos, New Mexico. I normally stay at vacation rentals, but I also love historic hotels. That's another thing that we really do a lot is stay in historic hotels or haunted hotels. Anyway, this is a historic hotel. If you've ever been there, it's really great. It's got a courtyard. And the first thing that they did when I booked was send me a text and tell me they can't wait for me to come. And it was a personalized text. This was not an automated text. There's nothing wrong with some automation in your business. But this text was, "Hey, Jodi, I am so happy that you're coming. My name is," and she gave me her name and she said, "I work the front desk here and you're coming at such a great time that the place is still going to be decorated for Christmas, but it's not going to be so busy." It was like the week after Christmas, I think. No, it was the week after New Year's. Anyway, she was, "How can we make your stay even better? What can we do for you?" And I told her we were going to be staying in Santa Fe for a couple nights and then come there. She said, "Well, there's 2 routes you can take. Let me know if you want more information about the best route from Santa Fe in the winter." I mean, she was just amazing. I forgot her name, but when we arrived, like a month and a half later, that same girl was at the front desk. And she remembered the conversation that I had had with her about why I was coming to stay, like that I didn't like to ski, that we were just going to be sightseeing. She reminded me about the pottery place that's on the square there, because I told her I had wanted really authentic Native American pottery. I'm going way off here, but I just want you to see the power of that personalized service. Another thing that you can do when they book that I love this idea. I have shared this idea with several people, and all of the hosts that I have worked with that do this say that their guests really love it. Create a video. So it's super easy now with a smartphone. Turn the camera, turn it towards yourself and do a selfie video of you, your spouse, maybe if you are partnering in on the welcome. You can do it one time or you can do it every time. So you can have one recorded video that you send every time, or you can have the personalized video. "Hey, Jodi, we're Ken and Yvette, and we're so excited that you're going to be coming here to stay with us. We just wanted to say hello. We're here for you if you need us. Let us know how we can make your stay even better or what you're planning to do while you're here so we can give you some tips and some help." That, again, personalized service, and also asking them why they're visiting, telling them that you're here to help. Everybody wants that attention and that, the local ideas, the local suggestions. You're the one that has this vacation rental. It should be it should be part of your heart and part of your mission that they're going to have a great time. And if they need help figuring out what to do while they're there, then that's how you can help them have a great time. It's not just about providing them with a room to stay in. If they wanted just a room to stay in, they would go to a hotel. So think about your guests and how you can make that experience better at the very beginning by communicating with them. If you have a long lead before they're staying, then you have so many other opportunities to reach out to them with your communications. And this is where you can automate. You can set up automated communications with like OwnerRez or another PMS channel manager. You can set it up where, once a month, they're getting some information about things to do or reminders. Here in the Texas Hill Country, we have a lot of swimming holes, but they're very popular, so you have to make reservations in advance, way in advance. Also, at some of our state parks, you have to make reservations way in advance. So I've worked with clients in creating messaging that reminds people, don't forget to, if you're planning to go to Blue Hole or Jacob's Well, or if you're going to see the state park or any of these things, be sure and make reservations. Here's the link. don't miss out because they book quickly, especially on weekends. So when you're creating those kind of communications, maybe it's about reservations for dinner at a particular restaurant. If you know somebody's coming in, let's say for an anniversary getaway or just a romantic trip, or maybe like in New Orleans, I didn't know this. I had let the host know that we were going to be going to some of the nicer restaurants in New Orleans. It would have been so great if she had told me, hey, you need to book that. You need to book that in advance. So again, as they're coming in, depending on your lead time for your guests, the lead time is how long before they book do they stay typically. Another thing you can do is you can invite them immediately to follow you on social media or to sign up for your newsletter, social media and email marketing, sending an email newsletter with ideas for things to do. That is another way, not only of marketing to future guests, but building that relationship with your current guests or the guests who have already booked. As far as communication goes, I want you to think about saying hello when they arrive, not immediately when they arrive, like you've got your eye on a camera, but, within a couple of hours after arrival or after their anticipated arrival, check in on them. Hey, did you get in okay? Is everything working okay? It's also important when you're creating your communication plan to think about how you can welcome them on the morning that they're leaving. Maybe you send a text and say, hey, hope y'all have a great travel experience. Can't wait for you to arrive. Let us know when you get there so we know you made it safe. That, again, is something you can do when they leave. Think about what that would mean to you if you got home late one evening after your vacation and you have a text from your host that says, just wanted to make sure that y'all got home okay. That is treating your guests like they're your only guest, treating them like they're somebody you know. If you're able, like let's say that your home has been cleaned and ready for the guests, let them know, hey, the house is ready. You can check in early. You can drop off your luggage. Those are just little things. I call these delight and surprise. You don't tell them in advance, but you have it there for them. One of my favorite delight and surprises from a host, well, I've had several, not just a welcome basket or a welcome gift or a welcome bottle of wine, because those things are, even though not everybody does them, they're something that can be expected by the guest. Something you can market, like, we leave a charcuterie board for our guests or little things like that that enhance your guest experience that you market. But you can also do little things that are, again, that personalized service. Maybe they let you know that it's their anniversary weekend. Have a little bouquet of flowers there for them. Maybe you know that they're traveling with a bunch of kids. Call and ask them if you can have pizza delivered the night of their arrival. Or if that's too expensive for what you're offering, maybe you just say, hey, I'm going to fill the fridge with some frozen pizzas so that when y'all get in, you have something there at the house ready to eat. Little things like that. What I was going to say is about one of my best delight and surprises that was really exciting. We booked a beach property in South Padre Island. We get there. The host, in our communications, I had let the host know that my husband and I were excited about they had an outdoor blender, like a margarita machine, a big one. And my parents went on this trip as well. I told her that we were excited about pina coladas by the pool outdoors. The host had everything there when we arrived that evening for pina coladas and left me a note and said, have all the fixings here for pina coladas so you don't have to go anywhere. And she had it all. She had the coconut, she had the rum, she had the big blender, she had crushed ice. So fantastic that she had created that for me. She didn't know me from Adam. This was not somebody that I knew in advance. I had just booked her property. She had started building that relationship with me because she loved hospitality and she wanted her guests to have a great experience. So the guest experience can make such a huge difference. Besides all of these things, a couple of other things when it comes to your guest experience. And one of those is so important, and that's comforts of home. When your guests arrive at your property, there are just comfort levels that they expect. High quality toilet paper is really important. When your guest goes to the bathroom and the first thing they find is cheap dollar rolls of toilet paper. Man, that sucks. I can't tell you how many vacation rentals I have gone to, and that is where they skimp. They skimp on toilet paper and towels and sheets. No, have the best toilet paper for at least their starter pack. Have great towels and sheets and blankets and pillows and have plenty of them. I sleep cold. I bring a blanket with me on most of my vacations because so many times there's not enough blankets for me to cover up with because I sleep cold. So always have those extras. If you're at a beach rental, provide great absorbent beach towels. If you are providing toiletries, provide good quality toiletries. All of those little things, those little comforts are really important to the experience and to that first impression that you're providing. And finally, think about what you ask of your guests when they leave. This has been in the media a lot lately. There's tons and tons of people tweeting about it, and it's been on TikTok and Instagram Reels. When you ask your guests to do things when they're leaving and they're already paying a cleaning fee, it's already a negative experience. It's already reminds them, when I go to a hotel, I don't have to do this. So you shouldn't, in my opinion, and this is so controversial, but you shouldn't ask them to lift a damn finger. They are on vacation. Now, if you've built this relationship with them as they book their property, if you start this, if you welcome them, then almost every single guest is going to reciprocate your kindness by being kind to your property. You can definitely suggest, you can say, we don't want you to lift a finger while you're here. We don't ask you to do anything in advance of when you're checking out other than turn off the lights and lock the door. But you can also say, it would be really helpful if you could run a load of dishes. It would be great if you could strip your beds. The thing is you shouldn't expect it. You shouldn't tell them, and you shouldn't treat it like it's like they should be so thankful to you for offering your home that they should clean up after themselves. Now, I suggest that your cleaning fee cover, like a lot of people choose their cleaning fee based on what their cleaner said it's going to cost each time they clean. I suggest you work in a buffer on that so that you have some money saved in another account that you can use for if your cleaners have to spend more time because of a guest. So if your cleaning fee is $200, make it $225, make it $230, and that way you have some of that buffer money. Letting your guests know they don't have anything to do during their stay, that they don't have to clean, makes it more likely that they will take care of your property. It also makes it more likely that they're going to tell their friends about your property. They're going to leave you a great review about your property. The last thing I want to mention about guest experience is when you are creating a vacation rental brand, you have to know your USP. That's your unique selling proposition. That's the value that you have that's different from your competition. And your guest experience can be that thing. I have worked with a host, Escapes by Sheila Dickinson. She's an amazing hostess. She has condos in Panama City Beach, and they're cute. They're decorated great. They're on the beach. They're pet friendly. A few of them are pet friendly. But it's her hospitality that makes her different. She probably offers better quality sheets and towels and pillows. That's hospitality. She offers something when they arrive. I forgot what her welcome is when they arrive. She gives them tips and communicates with them all throughout their stay and before their stay. If you look at her reviews, almost every review talks about what a great hostess she is. That's her differentiator. And when people are going through Airbnb or VRBO or looking up vacation rentals wherever, and they start seeing your differentiator and they start seeing what great hospitality you have, that makes a difference to them. People go to vacation rentals. They go on vacation because they wanted to be treated well. And when you have that hospitality, when you have that guest first experience, that can be the thing that sets you apart so much from your competition that you never have to worry about marketing. You never have to worry about repeat bookings. You never have to worry about a bad review. Even if something goes wrong and you've already created this relationship with them, then they're not going to leave you a bad review because they like you, because you've been great. You've been a great host. Okay, I'm going to stop harping on this because I feel like I can't stop beating this drum, but it's really important. So your action item, if you're still listening and you are really excited about creating a guest first experience brand, I want you to sit down and think about how you can welcome your guests. Think of 3 welcome messages. The first is right after they book. Welcome them with a video or a text. The second is during the lead time before their vacation begins. Welcome them again by inviting them to your social media accounts, or by inviting them to your email list, or by just telling them again, reminding them again of something that's going to be coming up, or if they want your help planning their trip in any way. And then your third welcome message, I want you to think about that welcome before they arrive or as they arrive. And whether that's the morning of their stay, where you send them a message that says, hey, we can't wait for you to arrive. Hope that you travel safely. Or maybe it's after they've gotten into your property and you send them a message and make sure they've arrived safely. Make it about them. I want you to create at least 3 of those welcome messages. Think about how you can personalize them for each guest. It doesn't take long. Some of them can be automated, but some of them can be just a quick and simple, hey, Jodi, can't wait to have you. Let us know how we can make your trip the best trip ever. In future episodes, I'm going to be talking about how you can brand and market this guest first experience, how you can make it something that people talk about, make it more likely that people talk about, how to create content around this experience. But for now, just think about how you can do it. And don't forget, if you haven't created your guest avatar, check out the show notes. There's a link to the guest avatar workbook. It's really a game changer.